Hello, everybody. Brian here on Facebook. Streaming eventually makes its way onto YouTube. Today, I want to show the debut of this video or this trading script I've been working on for the last, who knows, month. I've talked about a few videos in the last few videos on my YouTube channel at Quant Labs. Also, you can get more details on my blog, quantlabs.net/blog. If you're interested in this service, this is the quant analytics, what I'm going to talk about. This includes the live trading with this script I'm going to show you and the benefits of it. So you can find that here at my quantlabs.shop. If you want to know more and just join our general email list, please do so by filling out this form here at quantlabs.net. Lastly, as I mentioned before, all my social media and WhatsApp group will be pretty well not closed, but everything's going to be going on to other platforms like Rumble and Parler. And the WhatsApp group will be closed. And if you want to continue the conversation, all you gotta do is just come over to quantlabs.net/DVD and buy now. So you'll also get the lifetime access to the chat server as well, among all these other trainings that I put together. But it's about 3-4 hours for like $10. It's really cheap. Okay, let's get on with the show. Here it is. This is now the script that I've talked about on the right here. It's currently running. So before I get started with that, I just wanted to show you I've had reliability problems with the underlying technology, which I was hoping to use, like with open source technologies like ZeroMQ, Redis, NoSQL database. It works okay, but I'm using a commercial product and a service that has been working pretty well flawlessly. The support's awesome from a company called pubnub.com, pubnub.com. So these are the underlying communications between all locally, but it is using the pubnub to capture the alerts and notifications. So what we have here on the right is the actual script that my clients will get. It's a Python script. They can do whatever they want with it. There'll be some, I wouldn't change it because it won't work. But you'll be able to put in things like your own analysis and trade and change your quantities that you want to trade when you get the live signals. And again, if you are new to all this, there's two bots. This script that I have will handle both bots. So it will work with Kraken for Ethereum and Binance. Everything's on the futures market. I've talked about that. Again, it's for Kraken for both Ethereum and Bitcoin. Also, the same script, this one right here on the right, will work with the trading signals coming in from Binance as well, and that's for Binance Asia. So if you're in the States, this won't work for you, but you can easily work with Kraken for the Bitcoin and Ethereum. So there's that, and that's the big benefit. So this will trade on your behalf. So what we have here is I have two terminals that I do testing because right now the crypto markets are dropping, so there's no live testing yet because it's not generating signals, but it's able to because I got the bots running. But right now I've written some scripts that will test orders to test the communication with this bot. So let me just relaunch this. So here you'd run it. You can run this locally on your systems, but that might not be the most wisest choice. You would definitely want to run this on another server, be it I'm going to be testing this out on a provider called pythonanywhere.com. So you'll be able to, we'll get into how this will get set up. But eventually, if you want to set up this account with Python Anywhere, you can do that with this trading script. Or if you want to get better, like that's a $5 a month plan. Now, if you want to go with that, that's fine. But just remember, you get what you pay for. So for $5, you'll probably get very slow support when there's problems, and as well, security is another situation in terms because this script does need your exchange API keys. Okay, so we'll get in that in a minute. Also, the other choice from Python Anywhere is to move it over to my hosting company that I use. I don't own it, of course, but I use them. I'm a customer of theirs called knownhost.com. I've talked about them in my yesterday's videos, and they're excellent. If you want almost immediate support and resolution, that's the company to go with. So you're now moving from $5 a month, pythonanywhere.com, to a better hosting for this trading script to a virtual private server with known host for $28 a month, and you can host this script either or, and that will never shut down as long as the connection into your hosting provider doesn't get shut down, which is pretty well never. I mean, it's very. I've been with known host and I've not had one outage yet. I get more outages with Amazon AWS than I do with my own provider. They're that good. So enough with the blabbering. So here we relaunched it. So what it will do for now is it will connect into the planet Earth, okay? And it's going to connect into what I call them, just as a joke, the money printing press server, which is my own channel. I own all this technology other than the delivery mechanism, which is through PubNub. So what will happen is I'm going to set up some tests here. So this one is on Kraken, and this is a mock order for Ethereum. And then I'm just going to show you how fast it is. So this would be as if it's from my own server. And then you can see how fast it is. It just received both a mocked order for the buy as well as a mocked order for the sell, or the equivalent of the entry exit. So this right here in the square brackets are the actual signals you get. This right here is the time it takes to receive that message. So because there's two steps to this script. First, the script will receive a notification from my server saying there's a signal available for you. And in order for me to do two things is to secure the connection for you to get the signal, you have to be on my analytics service, which I mentioned already here. So you have to obviously be a member. And because of that, it will validate that. And once you are validated, it will send back the signal through a JSON file, or it'll give you access to the JSON file on my server, and then it will retrieve it. So it's that fast. So basically, the first is a notification using PubNub, which is 100 milliseconds, and that's 100 milliseconds anywhere in the world, no matter where you live. And the other thing is the second one is just as fast, where it'll go and request the JSON equivalent once you're validated to bring back the trading signal so that you can then trade on your behalf and send out that order to your exchange, in this case Kraken. So let me repeat that again. This mock order, so there's a mock entry and there's a mock exit, or a mock buy, or a mock sell. So you can see here, once it's running, it's pretty fast. The original version I had a few months ago would be delivered via email. It's a lot more complicated, and it'd take maybe 30 seconds. So here you almost get it in near, not real time, but pretty damn close. So you'll get it within a second or two, usually, which means you won't miss out on that opportunity. So this is basically how it works. So if I go over to the other script here, this is the Binance. So now we still have the same connection, same trading script on the right running. And then we put in a mock entry exit from Binance as well for an alternative coin. So let that run, and this will get picked up on the client side here. So you can see here it's picking up both the entry. I have in here in the test, it will sleep for a couple of seconds and then send out the exit. So here you get the buy. So you can see here, this is the mocked order to your Binance account for the pair SNX. Entry quantity, or the quantity that you want to buy, would be 10 USDT, and then the sell would be the equivalent for Binance as well, so it'll close out the order. So here, which I forgot to go into detail, here is the same thing, but this time the mock order is to, where is it? Right here. Yeah, right here. The previous one I did is a mocked Kraken order. So again, that would be a buy, and that would be for Bitcoin XBT. That's a symbol name on Kraken, and then it'll do the equivalent of the sell order as well for XBT. So that's pretty well both bots and one script to do all your live trading. So as long as you keep this script running, so I've now interrupted it, you are able to keep it running. So there's a number of, as I said, there's a number of factors here to keep this script running. So it'll automatically connect into my server, automatically connect into my server for the notifications and the signals, and at the same time that these orders will come in and connect into your trading accounts, which is both Kraken and Binance. So essentially, what will happen is in the script, I'm going to put a detailed walkthrough of this fairly soon, and this will only be available for my paying customers to see it and walk them through the source code so they understand what is what. And in there, I'll also put in where you need to put in the API keys for either Kraken or Binance or both, and how it works with both exchanges to get around the difficulties of protecting your account. In order to make this client trading script run and trade on your behalf automatically, what is needed from your exchange, from both Kraken and Binance, in your account, you'll get access to 2 token keys. One will be an API key, and one will be a secret key. Those have to be entered into this trading script so it knows where to connect. And you need to do that for both Kraken and Binance. So because they're token keys, you need to secure those. So this is why you want to, wherever you host this trading script, you want to make sure that it's a protected environment, be it on your own local desktop, at home, or wherever you want to host it, or if you want to put it on either of the 2 providers I suggested, either pythonanywhere.com or better, and which I have absolute confidence in, is on, as I said, the knownhost.com. So those are the options that you have. Now, in terms of, a lot of people might not know how to set all that up. So this is how, if you're new to all this is how it's going to work. If you are new and not really technical in terms of setting this sort of stuff up with Python, that's not a problem. Right now, there's a process I put people through, okay? Now, the first process is when you want to join, I have no problem with that, but I want to make sure it's the right fit for me and whoever wants to sign up. It's like a relationship. I want to make sure that everything is understood, expectation, that we're aligned in the thinking of this. So what I do is I have people go over to this questionnaire, very simple. Answer these set of questions, email them to me. We'll talk about what you want out of this trading, make sure everything's all good, and then we proceed to the next step. The reason I do this is because of this trading script, because I'm going to go in and set up these accounts potentially, as well as getting the API keys for your Binance and your Kraken, whichever you want to go with, and then customize your trading script and then install it into your trading account or your wherever you want to host this trading script. There's a lot of work involved, and I'm not a fly-by-night operator. I'm very picky on who I work with. So this is part of the process to make sure there's a proper alignment with people so that if I go ahead and start putting all the work in to customize all this, that's time out of my day to set that up. And if people wanted to cancel, that's fine, up to them. But I'm out of pocket in terms of setting up that script. So this is part of, you can call it a filtering, a weeding out process, because I've already had, I call them crybabies, saying one guy was insulted by these set of questions. If they're not comfortable with that, that's fine. They can go elsewhere. And this is what they'll potentially miss out on. So if you're smart and you've been watching me, you'll know, let me just see here. So this is my Binance. So I'm going to show you my equity curve. I just ran this. So let me just run this, open up the equity curve. So this bot was started the beginning of November. So here's the equity curve. We also know how really good the strong performance for all of the crypto space overall. Like it started with Bitcoin, Ethereum's jumping now. So what you're looking at is if you started with like $100, you'd be over $1,000 within 2 months. So you would have gotten over 900, 1,000%, 10-time return already. Okay, that's on the Binance bot. And if I was to show you the kind of term sheet, I do that here, and this is what you'd be missing out on. I don't think there's a lot of other places that you can go to get this kind of performance since the beginning of November. So we're just going to run this process for the equity curve. Let me just launch this also for the by a Kraken as well. Okay, Kraken 2. Okay, so we should see. So here's our performance so far on the Kraken bot. Sorry, on the Binance bot. So here we are. If you're a professional portfolio manager, you would expect to get since the beginning of November, you would have gotten a Sharpe ratio of 3.2. On top of that, here's the returns you would have gotten. So far, you would get 900 for November. 900% was, in my mind, sheer luck. But so far, for December, we're running at 8.41, and today's the 22nd of December. So right there, it's performing. And just considering if you were to trade stock or anything else, you'd be lucky to get maybe a 10% annual. This is in 1 month. Okay, so you can imagine the amount of returns you can expect to get. Now, this bot here, Binance, is really good because it enables you to take part in trends of it being the Ethereum performance, and what I will expect from moving forward, all the new DeFi projects that will come out as Ethereum 2 has been launched a few weeks ago, and there's going to be a run-up of new DeFi projects. Whatever Binance lists, this bot will take advantage of, and you'll get crazy returns from that. I'll probably do another analysis on that of other coins. Here, let me just show you the equity curve here. So this is the equity curve for the Kraken bot, which again focuses on Bitcoin and Ethereum. So let me walk you through it. So if you were on November 11th, last November, with 16,000, which was the current value of one Bitcoin would have been, you would have been up using the performance of this bot. You would go from 16,000 to peaking at close to 120,000. Okay, so you're now getting not quite 10 times, but you'll get maybe 8 to 9 times return from one Bitcoin in a matter of 7 weeks. And again, that is a rare move, but I've talked to other people who are happy with a 20% return, but you're getting 7 to 8 times return. So here you can see it's been moving up. A lot of people ask why is this stable? The reason for that is when Bitcoin's kind of legging up. It's not like one big movement. It goes up in juts, and they're going up in different legs. So what this does when it goes up on the first leg, that price comes down and will then move up to the next leg. So what it does during this process here is protecting the downside and protecting your overall profit from dropping back. Okay, so that's first when you see these long periods of no return because Bitcoin's not performing, but it's still pretty well maintaining your profit that you've accumulated over time. Here, let me first talk about this one right here. Almost a week ago, with the performance where Bitcoin went from, I believe it was around 21,000 to 23,000, Bitcoin in a matter of 1 day moved up $2,000, okay, in about a 24-hour period. This bot performed in 1 day, $32,000 return. I also got to mention here, very important, this is all theoretical. This is using real life market data, but I'm not putting $16,000. I'm just giving you a simulated return performance and what you're seeing. So I want to make sure that's clear. But if you did have that one Bitcoin, okay, using real market data, just 5 days ago, you would have gotten back $32,000 from that one Bitcoin investment on the 11th of November. Okay, so that is that big move there. It's been dropping back a little bit, but what I'm doing now is I'm monitoring the overall performance of the crypto. One of the metrics I use is this. I've been using this for a few years. It works like magic. And nice thing about this will go out and get an hourly performance of the big 5 coins. And as it runs here, you'll get now the hourly performance of each of the major coins, be it Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, Litecoin, Ethereum, and Ethereum Classic. Okay, so it gives a fairly broad spectrum variety of coins out there, big ones, and a variety one as well with the Ethereum Classic. So this is what's used to measure, and if it's really bad where they're all negative, I just shut down the bot, and that's why what you're seeing here on these periods of where it's flat, fairly flat, is when that bot gets kind of turned off, but yet it's still waiting for these kind of moves. And when they move and the momentum comes in the market, it moves. This kind of move right here would probably be enough to use for one day or a few days and just say, I'm comfortable for the whole year. And that you'd be okay with that. But it still has moved up, and we're just waiting out for those momentum periods. And I do think what's happening right now, just alone on Bitcoin, okay, I do think the future does look better for Bitcoin for a variety of reasons. Because again, here's Bitcoin. It's moved up 2.73, 7 day. It's moved up 20.59. So that performance I do expect to continue. 2.2 24-hour period, and 5.7 for Ethereum. Now, the thing is, what you need to understand is circulating supply. This is the critical point here. Because right now, when it comes to Bitcoin mining, there's only 21 billion available for all of Bitcoin. So the mining it's about 1.5 billion left available to mine that Bitcoin. So once it hits 21 billion, and as long as there's a demand for Bitcoin, that is what's going to establish to drive up the price of Bitcoin alone from, let's say, 20, 25,000, and I'll move it all the way up to 50. I've seen as high as 400,000, all the way up to 1 million. So when you get those news stories on why these crazy speculation on the value of Bitcoin, the reason why that is because, and I had a very tough time believing it, is because we're pretty close to having no more supply of Bitcoin. As I said, as long as the demand's there, that's what's going to drive up the price, because there's no more Bitcoin. Okay, so when there's no more Bitcoin, as long as the demand is still justified, that will move up the price of Bitcoin, and not just on Bitcoin alone. Okay, so when you have that in mind, what's happening right now in the economies worldwide, there's not a lot of places to go to get performance. So what I'm finding is, and I can verify it both in Binance and in Kraken, are there large institutional orders pumping through for Bitcoin and Ethereum somewhat, both on Kraken and Bitcoin. So there's a lot of big institutional players there because they have nowhere else to go to get decent performance, and they're, as always, mandated to get a certain guaranteed performance, and they're now moving to Bitcoin for that. And it's almost a guaranteed way to get a return. You're not getting it in gold. You're not getting it in any of the agricultures. You're getting a little bit of maybe in certain currencies, but you'd have to put on a lot of leverage to get the equivalent kind of return. Or you might get a little bit with silver, and you get a temporary pop with something like oil. The stock markets are pretty well overall. The markets right now are tapping out. Like if I look at Finance Yahoo, let's do that to see how they're doing. Right now, the markets are, they are moving along, but you can see here it's a very mixed story in the big three U.S. indices. 0.5% down, -% both on the S&P, Dow, and Nasdaq, and then you get the Russell. So it's going to be like that for a while. And as this pandemic moves forward, there's more cases. Now there's a new variant. That's going to put a lot of negative news on the markets overall. And eventually, there may be another crash like in March and April. So if that's the case, again, where else do you go? Only place to go is Bitcoin. Okay, so that's what I see with the future of just Bitcoin alone. As I said, when it comes to Ethereum, what I'm seeing with Ethereum is that price is being driven up. Let's see what the value is. So right now it's $624. They're putting a $1,000 call on Ethereum. I believe that because Ethereum 2 is now just got released about 2-3 weeks ago, which is a new set of features, new contract, blah, 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 blah. And you hear about all these digital coins coming out from central banks. A lot of them, of all the blockchains they're going to use, they're going to use Ethereum, okay? Because that's a mature blockchain. So we have that, what's happening with Ethereum. Out of that now is coming new projects like for DeFi, a variety of kind. You're going to get awesome performance there. And then again, you're going to get little coins, well not little, but smaller coins like Litecoin doing well. This was up 8%. You can see it's up 32%. Bitcoin Cash has been doing okay. And then you get into a variety of them. And I'm going to probably put out another video to see which coins and alternative coins in Binance have been performing. So this is the way it's been set up. And again, at all angles, you can reap the rewards of this trading script. And, we can set it up and you're good to go. And hopefully get the kind of performance that I've been showing you, like with the equity curves like this, as I've shown you. And has been, I've not seen it perform this well in the last few years. And again, hopefully this will come out. A lot of people are really, really, really skeptical of all this, and that's fine as well. What do I say to those kind of people? They're just not really interested in making money. So if I showed you the overall performance of let's say the S&P 500, GSPC. Okay. If I was to show you the S&P, let's see if I can find it here, or I could just do this, and then show you the overall performance of crypto. If I do a comparison, hopefully this chart will come up with all the different major asset classes that I've shown this before. So here's the interactive chart for S&P 500. In here, hopefully this will load up with other coins, other assets as well. Crypto is the #1 place to go to get returns. I don't know why this is so slow. Okay, so you can see here now, this is exactly what I want to show. So here you have in blue, navy blue, the performance of S&P, okay, right there. So right here, the #1, you can see how they're just moving like crazy. Here in purple, that's Bitcoin right here. In yellow, that's Ethereum. Okay, so if you like not to make money, just stick with S&P 500 and you're good to go. Here we also have IXIC, gold, oil, even XMR. So again, you can see the return since the beginning of the year. Last 2 years right there. Okay, so if you're interested not in making money, stick with the other asset classes, be it gold, Forex, oil, any of the major commodities and all the market indices. They just don't perform. And again, that's without leverage, okay? So you got to use crazy leverage to get these kind of returns for either Bitcoin or Ethereum, or my other one I really like is XMR Monero. So if you're not interested in making those kind of returns, that's fine. Just turn off this video. But if you are, you know what to do. So I'm going to remind you, If you just want to know about what I do, get my newsletter. But you gotta engage. Otherwise, you're not going to get any more emails. When I say engage, those emails that get sent out, you just got to click something just to show engagement. My email server will then eventually put you on uh, the mailing list, the newsletter list. Without that, you're not going to get on it. Also, this if you want to get onto the private chat server, just go over to quantlabs.net/DVD. Get all the training for the Python and Motorwave if you're into creating this stuff. And as well as I said, if you scroll on down below, you'll get access to the lifetime access to the chat server that I've talked about as well. And if you want to take it more serious, just go over to quantlabs.net/questions. We'll set up an appointment to talk about your situation, and if you want to proceed with this, we'll go ahead and do that. So those are what's set up. Okay, so I'm going to stop now, and thanks for watching, and have yourselves a good day.